topic was addressing the Geneva Refugee Convention, tackling migration in a globalized world. As Madam President Zara explained in her opening address, we at Institut Montana are in a unique circumstance when addressing this issue, where our school is built upon the principles of bringing together international communities after the grueling war years of the First World War. And as our director, Ms. Clavijo, further expressed, addressing these international relations is still, soon 100 years later, a crucial part of our school philosophy, as well as our understanding of the world and our place in it. Although the Geneva Refugee Convention was written in 1951, it is clear that its effects and the problems it aimed to solve remain just as urgent today. However, the number of refugees has increased immensely since those times, now being in the tens of millions, alongside an increase in migration from people looking for a new quality of life or employment. Mr. Windler and Ms. Dettler-Scheuer presented just how brutal the life of refugees can be in their speech, outlining the loss of stability and comfort that a conflict such as the one in Afghanistan or Syria can cause for those trying to seek refuge. The consequences for many are unbearable and unimaginable. For this reason, it is clear that we, who are fortunate enough to live in places without such conflicts or hardships, must come to their aid. Although Ms. Ditley of the Catalan government speech was the first of the guest speakers, it created an inspiring conclusion. She expressed the importance of us as young people in addressing these issues, as it is us who are going on to lead the world in solving them. It is our role to determine whether the Geneva Refugee Convention must be adapted to fit these new modern standards, and how the refugee crises must be addressed from here onwards.
On a slightly less serious note, what a journey this conference has been. 3 resolutions, less than 2 full days of debating, from which one was passed. I quickly did some research and found out that since 1945, the UN has passed 2,500 resolutions. That's nothing compared to what we would do if we continue on this pace. Over the same number of years, we would pass more than 28,000 resolutions. Of course, assuming that we wouldn't have any weekends, and that we can assume a certain linearity when exploring the data. But putting speculations and math aside, let's look back at what was really memorable this weekend. For instance, the delegate of the DPRK's persistent nuclear threats. During the opening speech, you could really see temptation to press that red button throughout the conference. Well, at least at the time, he was not occupied chatting with my co-chair Diana. A serious mic drop to the next level by taking a few bites of the microphone. It's tasty, huh? But China's persistent requests to rephrase points of information, ensuring that he could answer each and every point of information with full clarity. If this wasn't enough, the creation of a whole new nation brought the debate to a whole new level. And personally, I still wonder what the story was with South Korea and his violin. I fear that I'll never know. But it wasn't all fun and games. We achieved great success. Well, I know we only passed one resolution, but last night, while I was writing the speech, I was filled with optimism, both for the debate and for the future, seeing how well the world can work together. My optimism is still there, though of course a bit scratched. When the second resolution failed, in any case your dedication, passion, and collaborative spirit have shone through.
Speaking about dedication, passion, and collaborative spirit, I would like to congratulate all delegates on this year's intriguing and collaborative debate, and also to thank you for your active and lively participation, which is what allows us to host these conferences every year at our school here in Zugerberg. This year's conference theme, addressing the Geneva Refugee Convention, tackling migration in a globalized world, was complex to debate, and required an impartial and innovative approach to engage in dialogue and propose possible guidelines for the future. Despite the obvious difficulties and some very close calls when it came to passing resolutions, you did a splendid job, and many of them contained worthwhile solutions that could influence the lives of the many refugees concerned. We know that we could not have done this without the engagement of all of you, and we, the Secretariat, are very pleased with the results of this year's IMZ NUN 2023. As Diana mentioned, the situation concerning refugees and their status, nations' entry and asylum policies, as well as considering the implications of developing new measures in an ever-changing and globalized world, is a pressing and complicated matter. The Geneva Refugee Convention set out to provide a solid and comprehensive foundation in 1951. And now, over more than 70 years later at this conference, you delegates have expanded and elaborated on it with the conviction and compassion needed for such a loaded topic. With that being said, we, the presidency, hope that each and every one of you can take something away from this year's conference, whether that is from the keynote speakers, your fellow delegates during casual or formal dialogue, or from the resolutions debated upon. And perhaps on a more personal note, after 4 years of Model United Nations, I myself could not be more satisfied ending my IMZ career with you delegates, as well as with my fellow Secretariat members at this year's conference this weekend. So, honorable delegates, you have our gratitude for this amazing conference, and also for your future conscious efforts, flowing ideas, and passionate nature. And although the IMZ in 2023 is coming to an end, we would like to remind you that next year we will be hosting the IMZ in 2024, and we already cannot wait to see many of you back here on our mountain. Thank you.